You are in your second trimester and you haven't started gathering your support team, this video is for you. Let's go through it step by step, gently and intentionally. Welcome to this today's video. My name is Adanaya Ezanaka and I'm a maternal and infant wellness coach. And in today's video, we're talking about the second trimester. So while we're talking about the second trimester, we're talking about why it matters, because this is the season that many moms are beginning to feel themselves. A lot of women are beginning to regain their strength, eating better, no longer having food aversion or signs of weakness and tiredness and fatigue. So this is a season where you're steady. It's a season to choose your support team, prepare your home and your baby's essentials, spiritually ground yourself, communicate with God, talk to God about your bed preferences, what you would want in your for your birth and for your postpartum period. Communicate to your family members, communicate with friends as to the kind of support that you want. So why does this second trimester planning matter? It matters because this is the time where there's not much happening aside from baby growing. You feel better, you can move around. It doesn't even feel like you're pregnant. There's less urgency, there's more clarity. It's a perfect time to make plans. It helps you answer the questions as to who will help you feel safe during birth, who will be supporting you maybe during labor and delivery, who will be supporting you in postpartum period. Early preparation, it brings peace and confidence. It means you're able to say, yeah, this is what I want to do. I'm confident in my birth plan. I'm confident in my postpartum. I'm sure everything will be going well. You're sure. It's good to make plans. So how do you choose your support team? Your personal support could be your family members, your trusted friends. You can trust them for meals, checking in to know how you're doing, household help. You can also be a babysitter or your child care for older children. If you have older children, where are they going to be when you're in labor if your spouse isn't there, or you want your spouse to be there in the hospital with you or your birth center? Where are the kids going to be? Or even if you're birthing in your home, who will be looking after the kids while you and your spouse are going through the baby delivery? So you can also make arrangements for drivers, transportation, support for appointments and labor, and even bringing you back from the hospital if you don't have that already. You can also make plans for parental leave for your spouse. You can talk with your spouse, when should you take this leave, when would it be beneficial to us as a family? Or if you're bringing a loved one from another country, like let's say you're an immigrant, you want to bring your mom or your mother-in-law or a sister or a friend, any kind of transportation, any form of travels that need to happen, this is the time to make all those plans. If it's for professional wellness support, you want to know if you're going to be using a doula. You need a doula support for labor and advocacy. You need a postpartum doula for recovery, newborn care and adjustments. You need maybe a lactation consultant in case you have issues with breastfeeding, or just a lactation counselor. Make all those plans. It's best to make them. It's best to have plans in place, just so you need them, they're ready. Not that when you need something, then you're going through a lot in your mind, you're thinking about how to do it. No, this is the time to do that. If you're preparing your home and your baby essentials, this is the time to go shopping intentionally, not to rush. This is the time you can choose to go to shops and look for things that are on sale, or particular kind of colors and hues and things that you want. This is the time to set up your baby's room the way you want, for safety, for reassurance, for calmness, and whatever you want to, however you want to set up your baby's room. This is the time to do it. You have the time, there's no urgency. This is the time to gather your breastfeeding supplies if you need them, like the nursing bras, the pads, pumps, buying your bottle washers, and this is the time to buy all of that. All the things that you will need, this is the time to get them. Diapers, wipes, get them in stock. If you need to wait for when they are on sale to get, this is the time you can plan, because it's like 3 whole months of second trimester, so you have enough time to plan. Focus on peaceful preparation as opposed to overdoing things. Don't go just buying things, or just doing a lot of things. No, Focus on things that really will bring peace to you, knowing that you are fully prepared. So what about those that want to honor their culture and their community? Some people will tell you, I want particular practices done for me when I have a baby or during postpartum. Reflect on cultural birth or postpartum practices that you wish to honor. Get people that can help you with that. If you're an immigrant in a country where there's an organization for your heritage or your country, you can talk to them if they help with certain practices or rituals, whatever works for you. Like the naming ceremony, naming a baby after 8 days, things like that, particular things that make you feel like you're going to transition properly. This is the time to make arrangements for them. Communicating traditions to your support team. Let's say maybe you're going to have you want to have a baby in the hospital. You want to talk to the hospital about certain practices. You want your organization to come and sing a particular kind of song that you guys sing when the baby comes, or do one or two things, so long as it is safe. You can talk to them about it, bring it up to them. If it is something that is safe, definitely they are Muslims, they are willing to allow you. They're culturally sensitive, they're culturally aware. Most hospitals find that if you want to do certain things that help you feel like you're transitioning properly, and it's not it's not bringing harm to you and your baby and the environment, usually they let you do those things. It helps you create comfort, belonging, and reassurance. So if cultural practices are important to you, or traditions in your family, let them know. Let the people around you know. If you're having a home birth, let people around you know when they should do certain things. Use a checklist. That's the other thing that you can do. And take it slow. Use a simple checklist for clarity. Take it one day at a time. One conversation, one phone call, one decision, one small step. Preparation is a process. It's not a race. Take your time to make sure that, I've done this, I've arranged for a birth plan, checkup, I've arranged for meals, breakfast. Those are very important to have. Who will make breakfast for you during postpartum? Because depending on the kind of birth you had, you may not have the strength to stand up from the bed to go do stuff. Arrange that with your spouse or with family or friends. Those things that you would need, and you don't want to stress to do them. This is the time to prepare for them. What about spiritually? Spiritual preparation is very important. For my Catholic for my fellow Catholics, you can pray. This is a period to pray novenas, pray the rosary, focus on your baby, your family, and the new rhythm that your family will be facing soon. For non-Catholics, you can choose to set aside a period of days, maybe 10 days, 20 days, studying the Bible and intentional prayers for the birth process you're going to go through, your postpartum period, for your family as well, because it's important to put everything that you're planning in God's hands, so that God can bring his peace of mind and his joy and his calm in your family when you start going through this process that you may not have enough time to do things that you're planning for now. So focus on your family and the new shift that is coming into your life. Anchor your prayers on the heart of your family members that will prepare you guys to spiritually go along with everything that is happening. So this second trimester, what I recommend for anyone in the second trimester is that this is a gentle foundation for you to arrange for your support, prepare for your birth and delivery, and your postpartum. This is a period for you to call yourself inward and make plans with your spouse. Small steps now bring peace and confidence later, so that when you are resting and you can't stand up, or you're holding your baby, you know that everything is prepared. You just need to call it out, or speak to people, or remind the people, your team that are helping you out, to do one or two things, because everything was already planned. It makes for a gentle and quick recovery because you have everything in place. If this video spoke to your heart, or someone who will be interested in this video, please like and share it, follow and subscribe. And until next time, my name is Adanaya Ezanaka. I'm a maternal and infant wellness coach. Thank you. Bye.